What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to Auto Auction Rebuilds. Today, we're finally getting back to the 87 Monte Carlo SS that has a failed torque converter. We're going to pull this transmission out. We're going to pull the torque converter. We're going to slap a new one in, fill it back up, and hopefully, maybe, by the end of this video, this car will be running and driving again. And to help us with this, we've got Michael from Santa's Workshop.
Ho, ho, ho!
You guys may remember that he's the one that came up and saved our bacon. In Indiana.
It was a nice trip.
It was a long trip for you, I'm sure.
No.
He came down here, you picked up my truck, you picked up my trailer, and then you hit the highway, and you drove all the way to Indiana.
Yep.
Picked us up, and then you shared the driving experience all the way back.
Ex-truck driver.
Well, that's true.
Driving relaxes me as long as there's no idiots on the road.
Oh, and there was a few.
Yeah.
You already got started. Before I could even pick up the camera, he got in and got started already. The drive shaft is sitting
behind the wheels.
It's behind the wheel, so he's already pulled the drive. I haven't even drained the trans yet. He's already got the drive shaft out.
What are you waiting on?
Yeah, well, I'm waiting on my audience. I got to film this for them. So this is really simple, guys. I'm not going to film very much of this part. Pulling a transmission, we already did a video putting it in. It's just like that.
Yep.
Just backwards.
In reverse.
Yeah. And we did a video taking the old one out, too.
Yeah, that's true.
So you don't need to see it again. I'm going to drain the fluid. We're going to have to put fresh fluid in it anyway. I'll probably put a fresh filter in it and everything, too. We're going to drain the fluid. We'll leave the pan on for now. And I guess we'll just take this out. Super simple. You've got a couple bolts over here. You've got the mount right here, which is all... anyway. And then there's only one bolt on this side because we never did get around to putting another one in. You've got two transmission lines over here. You've got to take these two bolts off and take this piece out. I've already disconnected the wiring harness. This linkage has to come off. It just pops out as well. You get up to the flywheel to torque converter bolts. You got three. Those are ARP studs. There's one of them. There's another one. I had somebody say that they think it was just the flywheel to torque converter bolts rattling around. No, it's absolutely not. We actually torqued those to spec.
Yes.
And we used Loctite on them.
Oh.
Blue.
Okay.
Blue Loctite. So there's it ain't them, guys. I'm looking at two of them right here, and they're both fine. The starter doesn't have to come out. Two transmission lines on this side come out, and that's it. All right, it's almost time to take the trans out.
Getting close.
That was pretty easy, huh?
No, not bad.
It really, three torque converter bolts. Do you want to show them? The thing that you just showed me?
Oh, the little noise?
Yeah, for everybody that was saying it was torque converter bolts or this or that, there are no torque converter bolts in it anymore. Let me get this camera adjusted up here so people could see. All right. Huh. Hopefully that's in the torque converter and not the transmission.
Yeah.
I mean, it still spins freely.
Yeah, it still spins freely, but...
There's another thing, too. Let's get you guys over here. And let's take a look at this magnet here. Let me get you guys down here a little bit. Take a look at that. Yeah. So this is the end of the magnet, if it'll focus. And the thing is Monkey Wrench Mike and I, we just cleaned this. This car has been driven no miles. Here, wipe that off real quick. Let's see. This car has been driven no miles, none, because we put it back together and it still was broken. So this is all just from idling and moving it onto a trailer and into the garage.
I bet you some of it might be from having to put it hammered into gear to get it to move.
Yeah.
That's breaking a little bit of the clutch off. I'm curious to see it inside.
Yeah, the pan.
Yeah.
We're gonna take the pan off, and we could either take the pan off later, or we could do it now.
There's really no big chunks.
No, there's no chunks, and that's the biggest concern. We can put this back in now. She's done draining. We are really close. Everything is taken apart now. All that's left is the... What are there, 4, I think? 5?
We still got the...
the cable.
The cable.
Yeah. The TV cable, too. Right. We're going to have to lower the car down, pull the TV cable off the bracket. But we are close, guys. Really close to pulling this thing out. And I am tempted... I'm very tempted to well, I don't remember the name of his channel, unfortunately. I know that sounds awful, but he used to be Precision Transmission, and then something happened. His channel went away. Now he's got a new channel. He does nothing but transmissions, and he is like an ace. And I'm tempted to take this converter right here out and send it to him and have him do his professional and honest review of what he thinks happened.
Right.
So maybe if he's up for that, we could do that. He can cut it apart and try to figure out like what he thinks went wrong with it, whether it was manufacturer defect, user error. I don't know how I could have broken it, but I suppose anything is possible.
Well, we put it together exactly like Monster told us to.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, everything that was installed on this transmission is from Monster. I wanted to make that very clear also. I had a lot of people saying it was the aftermarket clutch lockup kit. And nope, that literally came from Monster Transmissions.
Yep.
I paid $180 for that switch that sits over there. The wires, they sent the wires. They sent everything.
Yeah, even the dash switch.
Everything. Down to the toggle switch. It all came from Monster Transmissions. Nothing aftermarket has been used on this other than ARP studs, or bolts, I should say.
Right.
And some Loctite. Even the flywheel. Like, all of this came directly from Monster Transmissions. So we're going to detach this cable. We'll drop the car down, pull the TV cable off the carburetor assembly. And Santa's already got the cross member disconnected. So we're real close. All right, well, I decided to go ahead and take the pan off because I just wanted to see what exactly was in here. And I don't know how well it comes out on video, but there is definitely a lot of gray, metallic, looking down in the pan there. And I just cleaned this. Like, that's the thing. Like, when Monkey Wrench Mike and I were on the side of the road, I cleaned all of this out before we put 6 quarts of fresh Dex 6 back in it. And all I've done since that time, this car hasn't moved. It hasn't driven at all. Mm-hmm. But I did put it in gear to get it on the trailer.
Right.
And I put it in gear to get it off the trailer. And I put it in gear to get it on the lift. And that's it. That's all it's been. It hasn't been driven anywhere. It wasn't moved long distances. It was just on a trailer, off a trailer, and then on a trailer, off a trailer, and straight into the shop.
Yeah.
So I don't see any large chunks of metal, but every bit of this is very, very shiny. There's a small chunk on the screen there. I don't know how well that comes out, but it's there. And then just all of the... That's a lot. Now, you looked up at the clutches.
Looked at the clutches. I cannot see no heating.
Okay.
I can't see any...
No hot spots.
No hot spots. In my opinion, which, you know, I'm no expert, I would say, you know, when you came off the highway,
yeah,
and that thing locked up for the first time, it could have loosened up stuff off of the clutches then.
Yeah.
And I mean, you know, y'all just went directly into the parking lot. So when you put the fresh fluid back in, all that debris that you had up in there just washed down.
Well, hopefully the trans is okay. All I can do is put it back together.
Yeah.
I'm going to put the pan back on it. I'm going to get a new filter, just out of an abundance of caution. Hell, maybe too late to get a filter. No, that's right. You can't. We weren't able to find. I had to order it.
Right.
Yeah, I had to order it. Okay, well, you know what? I'll spray it off with some brake clean, put it back in, and then I'll order one, and when the new one gets here, we can drop the pan again and change it out.
Well, I mean, and plus, that would probably be a smart thing, just to flush whatever is in there out.
Yeah, because the screen on the filter itself, it's not like it's clogged up or anything.
Right.
And you can see straight into it. But I definitely want to get all of this metallic off of here. So that's what I'll do. I will clean this up real quick. I'll take it outdoors and spray it down with some brake cleaner, get it all cleaned up, make it look shiny, put the pan back on, tighten it down, and then we can pull the trans.
Sounds good.
Sounds good. All right, guys. We ran into a little problem, didn't we?
Just a small snag.
I'll show you guys what the snag is. See the headers? See the ears on the transmission? And same thing on this side? Yeah. Now, here's the good news. You only have to take one header off.
Which one are you taking off?
Yeah, the easy side.
Which side's that?
I don't remember. It's been a while, man. Yeah, unfortunately, these headers will not allow you to pull this way. I suppose we could pull... No, because it only gets narrower back there. But if we pulled the X-pipe...
Yeah, if we pulled the X-pipe, we could pull it back past that.
Yeah, once we got past this part right here, we'd absolutely be able to clear it. We've got it kind of angled down, and obviously here is the torque converter. And Santa's idea, which I think is a great one.
Just pull the torque converter, put the new one back in, slap it back up.
Yeah, let's just swap out the torque converter, put it back in, and if it doesn't work out, well, then we just do it again, and we go find another transmission and take the header off first. We'll make sure to take the exhaust and the header off first.
Or at least the X-pipe.
Yeah, at least the X-pipe, which is just those, what do they call those, band clamps or whatever?
Yeah.
Those are super easy to get off. It's not that big of a deal. There's really no reason to pull the whole trans anyway. So let me pull this out, and we'll get it swapped out for the new one. What was it, 30, 45 minutes tops?
Yeah.
That's no big deal.
No.
Add maybe an hour and a half.
Yeah, I'll sit here and watch you do the whole thing.
Right. I heard you cuss like a sailor.
I did not.
Oh, was that me? That must have been me. So Santa thought it'd be funny. And by the way, we're done. Like we got to put fluid in it. It probably took 2.5 hours, which sucks. It's mainly because the headers. We got everything done, and we're like ready to drop the trans, only to find out that it's not clearing those headers. We didn't feel like pulling the exhaust off, so we spent probably as much time pushing the transmission around to get the torque converter out of it as we would have pulling the... No?
No, I think it would have took longer to pull the exhaust, especially one of those headers.
Oh, the header, okay. But we might have been able to have taken off the 4 V-band clamp. Well, no, you got to drop the whole exhaust. So yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Well, we got it done. It was a little more of a job than either one of us thought it was going to be, but it's not that late.
No.
And all that's left is putting fluid in. And as I'm dropping, he tells me, go ahead and drop the trans jack down a little bit. And then he screams and goes, oh, my finger, oh! And I literally had a heart attack right there.
Dropped to his knees on the floor.
It was bad, man. I really thought he got hurt. So
I felt bad about it.
You're still laughing about it.
So are you.
Yeah, I am now. It is funny now. Okay, so we're moment of true time. Torque converter's bolted, like everything's done. Even the torque lockup is rehooked up. Yes. Everything is connected properly again. Mm-hmm. We're about to find out if it's fixed or not. What do you think? You think it's fixed? Oh, that doesn't look promising.
It's almost got to be, because I cannot think of anything.
Same here.
That would be causing this.
Unless it's some kind of a problem with line pressure, where it's got the torque converter clutch locked, engaged all the time. Like something...
Yeah, but why didn't it do it right away?
I don't know.
That right there is what I can't wrap my head
Maybe it's
around.
all that debris that we found in the transmission clogging up something and holding a solenoid open and forcing line pressure constantly into the torque converter. I hadn't considered that. It could be a transmission problem, but I don't think so. I think the torque converter is going to fix it. We're gonna throw some fluid in it. We're gonna cross our fingers. We're about fired up.
Yep. And
it's either going to work, or it's going to do exactly what it did before. And at that point, I'm about done, is what I'm trying to say. My patience is wearing very thin with this car. And it's not the car's fault. We're going to pull some stickers off of this car, too. You know? Yeah, we're going to take some stickers off of this car here in just a minute before we end the video, too.
TCI or B&M.
Yes, yeah.
This is your opportunity. Show customer support where somebody else didn't.
Hey, you won't hear me complain. All right, let's throw some fluid. We got some brand new Deck 6. We're going to throw that in this bad boy, and we're going to fire it up. And we're about to find out, one way or another.
Let's do it.
Do or die. All righty, then. You know where that's from? What movie that's from? All righty, then. I can't remember. Save my life. Yes, definitely Jim Carrey. I just can't. Was it?
The Grinch? No, it wasn't the Grinch.
No, was it the animal one?
It might have been.
Ooh, my stomach, I'm hungry. Okay, anyway, somebody will comment below. All righty then. We put, 5 quarts into her?
5 quarts.
That should be plenty for now, to get it pumped through, to get it warmed up and everything. Then we'll check and add as necessary. We're going to find out right now when we put it into gear. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Right, like we're there right now is the time. We're going to fire it up. We're going to find out what it's going to do. What it do, baby? It's the Iceman Paul Wall. I got my mouth looking something like a disco ball.
Come back next week for this exciting conclusion.
Yeah, come back next week for the conclusion. No, I couldn't do that to you guys. I don't hear the clanking anymore.
No?
It's going to be all right, isn't it? It's clanking. It's clanking. Are you fucking kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me? All right, now that I'm done with my temper tantrum, for now.
I'm glad you turned the camera off because I was right there with him.
Here's something that we both noticed as soon as I pulled out the torque converter. I went to drain it because normally when you pull a torque converter, it makes a ton of mess, right?
Right.
Made no mess.
No, there was nothing in it.
So then we turned it upside down over the pan, and nothing came out of it. Nothing. And I literally said at that point, holy shit, is it possible that we're not pumping any fluid? And Santa just sat here and he said, you know what? What if the pump is locked up on it or something?
It's almost got to be what it is.
It's like the torque converter is spinning because they rattle a little bit. There's no fluid in it.
Right.
So it's just rattling around. Once you have fluid and pressure in it, shouldn't make any noise.
Right.
It's rattling as if it's got no fluid in it. Like, we're not pumping. Something's very, very wrong. And now we know it's the transmission.
Yeah.
It's the transmission. So Santa doesn't feel this way, but I do. I feel like tonight was a waste of time. It was for nothing. Now, don't get me wrong, I had a good time. I enjoy hanging out with you and everything. That's always fun. But it's just, this was supposed to fix the car. The car is supposed to be back on the road again. And now we got to do it again.
Well, but now we know that it is the transmission.
Yeah,
We know without a doubt.
I wonder if Monster is going to warranty the transmission and send me another one.
I would contact them.
I don't know that I want another one of their transmissions in my car. I'm gonna have to pay. It's gonna be a minimum of $2,500 for a decent transmission. I'm gonna have to pay for that and another torque converter. And this transmission should be warranted because right now I'm done. I hate saying that. People are gonna be so mad at me, but I can't do this car anymore, man. I can't. I need this transmission fixed. I need it to run and drive again, and I'm walking away. I'm done with this car. It's a crying shame. It's not the car's fault. I feel bad.
Yeah.
I can't deal with this car anymore. I can't do it. I can't do it.
What hurts me is, I've heard horror stories about the company.
Yeah.
Brian told me, stay away from Monster. Stay away from Monster. I said, well, they're doing this for free.
Yeah.
So, what could go wrong?
Well, my thought process was, if you're going to send like your top transmission out, Kevlar clutches and everything, man, billet, torque converter. Like if you're sending out the best of the best right here. This is a $5,100 transmission torque converter combo.
Right.
Wouldn't you have somebody in quality control standing over the builder or something, watching? Wouldn't you? I mean, I would. If I knew that I'm going to have all these people watching, eyes are going to be on me, I would not want my product to be the part that failed and ruined a trip. So I would, if necessary, I would stand there myself and I'd be watching going, hey, we're doing this right, guys. You know what I mean? We're doing this right.
And even if, everything happened, it broke down, they should have been there that quick, found you a place to get this thing fixed, had the torque converter there or another transmission.
Yeah. Well, see, a lot of people in the comment section disagree. They say that I got what I got and I deserve what I get because it was a free transmission. I also have to explain to people nothing is free.
No.
Okay? The engine didn't cost, well, the engine actually cost me $4,800.
Right.
I paid $4,800. That was with a 50% discount for showing off the car on YouTube, on the Power Tour, etc. So even though parts are sponsored, like the transmission, it wasn't for free.
Right.
Like, they don't just give you a transmission and you forget about it and call it a day. There was a contract, a 6-month contract that I had to sign. I had to show this transmission and mention Monster Transmission throughout that 6-month period when it relates to this car. And that's fine. That's normal. That's typically how sponsorships work. There's nothing weird or odd about that. And I was happy to do it. But it required me to do extra filming and extra plugging, if you will, that I normally wouldn't do. Now, for a $5,000 transmission, worth it. All day, every day. But only if the company stands behind the product that they build.
Right.
As soon as it failed, somebody... I still haven't heard back from my original person that I contacted, Ben. I never heard back from him. He never contacted me. Monster Transmissions, as of the last filming where I read the text messages, I've never heard back from them at all since then. So that was like the 12th or the 13th. And it's what, the 25th, 26th?
25th.
25th now. Yeah, I've not heard back from Monster Transmissions about anything. Not even an apology. Not a management person. Nobody has got a hold of me to say, hey, I'm sorry that our product fucking destroyed your trip. I'm sorry that you're out $3,000 because of our fuck up. We're really fucking sorry. So, you want to help me with something real quick? One last thing before we get out of here. Where's my razor blades? Here's a razor blade, and here's a you want a big razor blade, or do you want the little razor blade?
I'll take the little one.
You can pick, okay.
I like doing my surgery a little more finesse.
You can start on that. I'm going to come over here. So anything, in fact, the stickers on the side can come out. Actually, yeah, we can take the stickers off the sides. But the ones I'm going to enjoy the most, the ones I'm really, really going to enjoy the most are the eatmyshift.com, because that is Monster Transmissions. Oh boy, that sticker's already coming apart. I kind of like the transmission. Oh, wow. Yeah. Perfect. You got yours off?
Yep.
Mine, hold on. I'm just not...
Are we going to do all of them?
Yeah. God, dang it. My Eat My Shift sticker is literally, it's being just as complicated as the transmission. There we go. Off you go. Yeah. I'll go ahead and take this one off too, because honestly, I don't need all these stickers on here anymore. But here's the one. And they also own, not only do they own Thor converters, which I already ripped that sticker off because I thought it was the converter that failed. I was wrong. They also own Burn Rubber Brewing Company. They manufacture or relabel, I don't know which. There we go. And then, of course, the, oh, don't take off the smitting. I mean, I probably need to take all these stickers off, to be honest with you. But today, I'm really more focused on, there we go.
Oh, their sticker holds up about as good as the transmission.
See? The rest of these can stay for now. Obviously, smitting, they did a great job. In fact, you know what? AMSOIL, I didn't even use AMSOIL in this. I just stuck it on there to have another sticker. The Power Tour sticker, I'm going to leave on there. We'll leave Holly. We'll leave smitting. I'll leave Cold Case. And I'll leave my Bowling Green sticker. That's the only... it's the only event the car made it to on its own. Well, you know, this is, yeah, it's horrible. It's horrible. And I feel, though, the worst part of it is I feel so defeated now. I really do. I thought for sure this is going to fix it. I thought this car was going to be back on the road. I was excited, Mike. I was so excited to have the Monte Carlo back. I was looking forward to maybe keeping it.
Oh, I mean, I'm very frustrated.
Well, if anybody sees this video is frustrated or aggravated, or if you've had any problems with Monster transmissions. There's several things you can do, and I want to make it clear. I'm not telling you to go and leave them a review. Don't go and leave a review unless you've actually got experience with them. All right, because it is messed up. It takes a long time to build up a reputation online, and I honest to God, I'm not just saying this. I don't want people going on there and leaving negative reviews if they don't have personal experience with the company. Please don't do that. But if you have any complaints or any frustrations, hey, it's not that hard to give them a call and say, hey, you guys really screwed this guy over here. Or, hey, I've dealt with you before and somebody on YouTube's got the same problem that I had. I've heard from several people since this happened. I've gotten several emails and I've been communicating back and forth with a lot of people that claim that they have used Monster transmissions, and transmissions break within 30 days and they don't warranty them. Yeah. They don't honor any warranty, and they'll bend over backwards to screw people out of their money. I don't have any experience with that personally. I can't speak to that. That's just what people are telling me. And the way I feel about it is, if you will shaft somebody that's getting, I'm not the biggest guy on YouTube by any stretch of the imagination, but I mean, I do get 2 million views a month on an average month.
Yeah,
and that's just YouTube. On Facebook, I'm doing like 6 million views.
Wow.
So it's a substantial number of views, and if you're willing to screw me and leave me stuck, what are you going to do to people that don't have a social media audience, people that don't have, anybody to complain to, I guess. Mm-hmm. So, well, I guess more to come on this car. Obviously, the trans has got to come out, so I'm going to have to really think about my options here, and at least now we know that prior to removing the transmission, I guess we should either remove the headers or remove the exhaust. I think I might be more inclined to remove the headers. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just don't. I can't even. I've bought a lot of cars in the last 2 or 3 days. I don't know when this video is coming out, but golly, I bought a drag car, a pretty serious drag racing car, a 1959 Rambler. I think it's called a Rambler American Classic. It's a 2-door wagon.
Yeah.
It is supercharged, and it's burned. So that'll be fun.
Oh, yeah.
I bought a Scat Pack just today. I bought a 2016 Scat Pack for unbelievably cheap. So probably something very wrong with that one. I swear I just bought something else, and now I can't remember what it is. The exhaust fumes in here are getting to me. I bought something else. I can't remember what it is. The Viper obviously is finished. Well, I shouldn't have said that. It should be finished.
Well, don't you have exhaust coming for it?
I do have. I've got a very expensive exhaust coming for it. It's supposed to be flame-throwing exhaust. I don't know if that's.
I want to see that.
We'll see. That's going to be fun because it's a complete exhaust from the headers all the way out. So it's going to be. It'll be a bit of a job, but I think it'll be a lot of fun.
Oh yeah.
I swear I bought something else in Maine. No, Maine was the 59. Texas was the Scat Pack. I can't remember what else I bought. I swear there's another car.
I'm trying to remember what you
Yeah, I can't remember. Well, with all of these fun cars coming, it does kind of leave me thinking, boy, I don't want to say the words, but it's just, I'm kind of done with it. Well, I've got to fix it. I can't. The car's too nice. Holly with that. The exhaust is amazing, man. Holly's exhaust is phenomenal on this. Obviously, Smithing Performance.
Oh yeah.
Killer engine, man. I mean, killer engine. We just need a transmission. So maybe I can do some reaching out to some transmission manufacturers, see if anybody might be willing to jump in and help us out. Do a sponsorship or a partial sponsorship, because the last thing I really want to do is go spend another $2,500, $3,000 on this car. I've got so much money into it. There's no way, man. There's no way. I'm not prepared to spend over $3,000 more on this car. And then, once the transmission is in it, maybe I'll change my mind. Maybe if I can take it out on the road, enjoy it again, and it actually drives, maybe I'll feel better about it. Or I don't know. Anyway, you hear those storms out there?
Oh, is that what that is?
I think so. I think she's a rumbling.
I thought somebody was already shooting off fireworks.
Well, I guess we're going to get out of here. Unfortunately, you know, it is what it is, man. I really hope that this was going to turn out better. I'm beyond disappointed. Not just in the fact that we couldn't finish Power Tour, and not just in the fact that I lost an extra few $1,000s on this whole trip and that it was embarrassing or any of that. It's just now we have taken the time. I had to pay that guy to ship that torque converter, right? So I'm out that money too. You know, I paid him $150 just because he's a nice guy.
Right.
You know, I gave him $150. So I'm out that money too. And you and I just spent the last 2.5 hours pulling a torque converter and putting another one in for absolutely nothing. And we did check, I want to mention, there is a little tiny O-ring on the very end of the input shaft on the transmission.
Yep, and it was perfect.
And Santa rotated it around and we looked at it. It is pliable, it's still fresh, it's not nicked. The O-ring is in good shape.
Yep.
And yes, we lubed up the torque converter. We actually put fluid in it and it didn't want to suck it down.
Right.
We also put fluid around the, I guess you call it like the snout. You know, really made sure it was lubed up. And yes, we seated it properly. It took a bit of forcing, but you know that sound.
Yeah.
When it seats, the thunk.
When it finally goes in the second time, it's just satisfying.
Yes. Yeah. All right, guys. Well, listen, if you don't know who Santa's Workshop is, please go check out his channel. Subscribe to him because it's probably like after 11 o'clock now. And
Let's see.
he's been here hanging out all night helping me.
It is 11:05.
11:05. So I appreciate you for coming out here and helping me.
Oh, you bet.
Yeah, thank you. And thank you for saving us in Indiana.
Oh, anytime.
You know, that was an amazing thing that you did, and I appreciate it greatly.
Ex-truck driver, I like getting out on the road, and when I don't have to mess with the logbook, it makes me even happier.
No logbooks here. You ain't got to stop and get weighed or nothing, man.
Ooh.
So yeah, shout out to Santa's Workshop. I'll put a link below for his channel. If you guys want to go check him out, please, I highly recommend you go check him out. And for myself, hey, if you're not subscribed to my channel, you probably ought to do that. I'd appreciate it. Hit the thumbs up button if you enjoyed this content, and definitely drop your comments below. What do you think about the Monte Carlo? I don't know. Yeah, we'll see. I got a lot of cars coming to the channel, and I'm starting to feel less and less attached to this one. If anybody's interested in the Monte Carlo, of course I'd like to get it fixed first. You can always email me, autoauctionrebuilds@gmail.com. If you got a serious offer, it's something I'd be willing to listen to for sure. Till next time, stay safe out there, everybody. I look forward to seeing you all again very soon in the next one.